Guys, Jay, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing good.
Good to see you, Malcolm. Good to see you.
Good.
Congratulations on a big day yesterday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jay, let's start with you. First of all, what was the biggest factor in your decision, Jay, to go to the University of Georgia?
Well, when it came down to it, it was a very hard decision. Alabama recruited me hard when it came down to the last two, and it's just where it's not one thing that just made me want to go to Georgia. It's just the feeling I got when I was there, and just the feeling of playing in front of my home crowd. So I mean, it just kind of hit me, and I was like, man, I want to play for Georgia.
Absolutely. Now, Malcolm, you're a little bit of a different situation because when did you actually make your decision?
Tuesday night.
Tuesday night.
Yes,
and
sir.
What was the biggest factor for you as well?
The factor for me was really just what made me feel good when I went to the place because, both schools have great facilities, great coaches, just great people around. So you have to pick what feels right.
Right. And, of course, that did happen at Georgia. And you guys didn't talk about it. You didn't know, Jay, correct, that Malcolm was going to pick the University of Georgia?
Yeah, I didn't. I told a couple of the reporters this yesterday, and I even told Malcolm that I was almost set on that he was going to Alabama. I had already got myself ready for him to pick up the Alabama hat. So when he picked up the Georgia hat, it just made everything that much better.
Gave him a big hug. I know whenever you find out you'll be going with each other up to Athens. Now, Malcolm, let me ask you, of course, you play a defensive back, you play wide receiver. Schools talk to you about both different positions. Which one, is there one that you would rather play or one that you think you'd be better at?
As of right now, I really don't know. But I'll sit down with probably the Georgia coaches and Coach Gillespie and just figure out what's best for me.
There you go. Now, Jay, when did you actually make your decision to go to the University of Georgia?
Well, I was about 90-95% sure for about the last 2 weeks, and I still want to take one last good look at Alabama because they were still really high on my list, and I know Coach Saban and them they really good at developing their athletes and putting together a good football team. So I was pretty much 95% for the last week. And then after I took this last visit, just kind of just put everything in perspective for me, and I was like, yeah, Georgia's where I want to be.
Jay Roman, Malcolm Mitchell in studio with us this morning. Jay, who did you root for growing up? Who were you a fan of?
I was actually kind of a Miami a Hurricane fan, and I was a Clemson fan too. So
makes sense.
Yeah.
Malcolm, how about you?
I don't even watch football. Honestly.
Come on, you don't watch football?
No, I ain't have that was what made the decision so hard because I didn't watch it. That was all what my brother did, big ESPN guy, watching the games on Saturdays. I was playing outside and watching cartoons.
Well, I'm glad you'll be watching it now, and a lot of people will be watching you as well. Malcolm, for you, when did recruiting really pick up? Because you had such an outstanding senior season, record-breaking season. Did it start to pick up during the season, or when did a lot of these colleges really come hot after you?
It started last year, actually, a junior year after that season, probably when Coach Gillespie first came in.
Yeah.
When he first, like a couple weeks after he got there.
Right.
I had got my first offer.
Gotcha. And it just picked up from there, and folks got to see what you were able to do this year. Did you expect to have such a great year this year? Because you didn't come out of nowhere. People knew about you, but the kind of numbers you put up were just mind-boggling.
You strive for the best, so, I mean, you look forward to the things that's going to happen, and I'm just thankful for what all happened this year.
Jay, you talked about yesterday when you made your announcement about the great tight ends that have come out of the University of Georgia, gone to the next level, and have played there. How quickly do you think you can make an impact in Athens?
Well, I'm going to try to make an impact as soon as possible. My freshman year, it's always been a good place for tight ends, and I feel like I have a lot to do by myself from now until the time I report to Athens to get myself ready. And it's already good tight ends up there like Orson Charles, and I'm sure that when I come in that Orson's probably going to take me under his wing and just teach me all the little things I need to know and help me out. And I look forward to learning from a great player like that.
When you went and made your visit to Athens, what did the players there tell you about the program? What did they like about it so much?
Well, they just tell me just how good the fans are to them, and just the program itself, and just the tradition of it, and coming from Valdosta High School, I know about tradition. So, and we this year with Coach Gillespie, we kind of helped pick that tradition back up. So, I'm hoping that the guys that are already up at Georgia and this recruiting class that we have coming in this year are going to help to pick this tradition back up.
Absolutely, and that's what Coach Gillespie's hoping as well, to keep it going. And with guys like you to watch and see to move to the next level, I know that inspires them. Malcolm, let me ask you, this whole recruiting process, it's a lot to it. There's a lot of visits, there's a lot of phone calls, a lot of communication with a lot of people. Did you ever get tired of it? Did you enjoy it? How did you approach it?
My approach was Valdosta Wildcats come first. So I kind of, during the season, I didn't really talk to anyone. That's how I kept everybody on their heels about where I was going. I didn't say much. Talked to Coach Gillespie, my mom, Miss Tracy Williams in the office. Just keeping it to a personal level where I wouldn't let what I was thinking get out there.
Right.
So it wasn't hard at all.
Jay, how about you? Did it ever get to a point where you say, man, I can't wait until this whole thing's over?
Yeah, it really got there for me. Because I'll say that my recruiting started maybe a little bit earlier, and it just got hit. And I think I'm a little nicer than Malcolm too. So I think I was a little hard. I think I was a little harder to say no to some of the guys that were calling all the time and asking for interviews. So it kind of got hectic for me trying to make everybody happy. And then finally I got to a point, and I was like, man, I need to start. I gotta start telling them that I can't do it sometimes, and I just gotta do the best thing for me, because when it comes down to it, it's about me, not about any reporter. So it went through a little rough patch, but after that, it was clear sailing.
Talk to us a little bit about the advice you got from your dad. Of course, played at Clemson and a great athlete, obviously at Valdosta High School. What kind of advice did he impart to you about this whole process and about making your decision?
Just the wait. Keep on waiting and evaluating. So because it was a couple times where I was ready to commit real early, and he just kind of settled me down and calmed me down and said, you need to wait and take a couple more visits and do this and that before you go ahead and commit. So you really know, because you're gonna have to spend the next 3 to 4 years there.
Let me ask both of you this. How much do you talk to these other guys who are out there, guys who are undecided and are looking at the University of Georgia? I know you've made good friends through this recruiting process. Do you talk with them much?
Ray Drew and Isaiah Crowe called me yesterday earlier before we either of us made our decision, and so we keep in pretty good contact, and so I was just kind of told them, I think I'm going to the Dogs, and I think you two need to follow me. And they asked about Malcolm. I was like, I have no idea. You have to tune in just like I am.
And they did. And Malcolm, what would you say to those guys about going to Athens?
Let's go. We gotta we go up there, do great things. See, can we change a couple things around? Great players need great players around them. Mm-hmm. So we can go up there and do a couple of things, I think.
How close do you think Georgia is to getting back into the national picture?
Now that I'm there, we super close. Not saying that I'm going to be the reason. Right. Just I have confidence in the team. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I think if we get Isaiah, Ray Drew, and all the other great players around, mm-hmm. we can do some things.
I'll ask both of you this. What was your best memory, Malcolm, first for playing at Valdosta High School? Is there one memory that stands out the most?
It's a lot of memories.
A lot of good.
I have to say the first catwalk that we had.
Really?
Yes, that was the best memory.
So not even something that happened on the field, but just having the fans around and the support around?
Yes, just to see how many people came out to support us that first game.
Jay, how about you? Any memory that stands out?
I'll probably say camp.
Really?
This was the first year on camp where we actually stayed the night, and it just felt like a real camp. We had to stay the night in the gym, and it kind of gave us all a chance to really bond and form the Wildcat Brotherhood. So I mean, that's why I probably say camp was a real experience for me.
Malcolm, why are you laughing at that answer?
Camp, boy.
Coach Gillespie wasn't rough on you in camp.
Yes, he was. He was breaking everybody in.
Well, it's all part of being a champion, and of course you guys proved that this year with a fantastic season. And looking forward to seeing you guys in Athens and close where your family can play and everybody can watch. So it's going to be, I know, a good time up there. When, of course, you'll sign on February the 2nd. And I know you still got your senior year to enjoy. You still got a big basketball game tonight to play against
Yes, and tomorrow.
Yes, all right, and tomorrow as well. So a big basketball schedule for you. And finishing up the senior season and then heading on up to Athens and, again, getting up there, hopefully making an impact as a freshman and hopefully having some of these other recruits join you up there as well. Already the commitments that you have from the University of Georgia makes it one of the top classes in the nation. So a lot of excitement now around the University of Georgia program. Monty?
Yeah, I just had a quick question. It's a two-part question, really. Obviously, Jay, you played with Mike Gilliard when he was here. I guess you were a freshman maybe when he was a senior. I know y'all talked with him, I'm sure, about playing at Georgia. And then talk about that, if you would, both of you, about any contact you had with Mike Gilliard. And then also tell me about your conversation last night with Dontavis Sapp.
Well, Mike, we pretty much kept in contact, and he kind of gave me the ins and outs, and I felt like it was somebody I could talk to who wouldn't just fluff up everything. He'd give me the straight truth, and every time I went up on the visit, I stayed with Mike. So he let me know a lot of stuff, and Dontavis called me after everything was done, and he just congratulated me and said he was proud of me and everything. So he was like that just ready to, when we get to play, that I better bring it, because he said he going for a starting position next year.
Y'all ready for him?
Oh, yeah.
Again, it's going to be a great to watch you guys, and I congratulate you not only on your commitments, but also the way you handled yourself through this recruiting process. I know that is a lot to handle, a lot of phone calls, a lot of visits, while you're still also being a high school student as well. So I know it was a lot on your plate, and you certainly handled it it seems like effortlessly, and I congratulate you on that, and congrats to your families as well for what is a big day yesterday. It'll be a big day on February the 2nd when you actually put your name on the dotted line, and can you continue a great tradition as you have here at Valdosta at the University of Georgia. And I know you both got to get to school, so appreciate you stopping by this morning. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
No problem.
Thanks a lot. We'll take a break and come right back. More of the Chris Beckham Show right after this on The Dream.